Hello my friends, Aspan. I'm out on a jog, a run in a trail today, and this video I just want to test something. Spirit Travels messaged me on YouTube and told me that he has some issues with the Action 2 with jitter in the image, and I tested the 1080p in horizon balancing earlier today, and he is right. There are some jitter in the image shooting in 1080p, and that's kind of strange. I don't know why, but I think the reason is that it has something to do with the algorithm or the way DJI processed the image in 1080p. It's pretty clear that the quality in 1080p is not that good. So I highly recommend shooting in 4K 60 or 30. I'm shooting in 4K 60 now, but you can clearly see some jitter or jumping in the image in 1080p in horizon balancing, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing in horizon steady. So I recommend you to shoot in 4K, not 1080p. But of course DJI need to know about this and do something about it, because that's not good. Some people want to shoot in 1080p just because of the file size. So it can't be that hard for DJI to fix these issues, as long as enough people are complaining about it. I don't know why, but there hasn't been any updates to the Dji Action 2 lately, and the reason is maybe because of the launch of the Action 3, which is supposed to come in now in mid-September 2022, at the same time as GoPro is going to launch the Hero 11. But DJI need to still support this camera, because I still think that the Action 2 is an excellent camera, and I really love to use it. It produces really good image quality, and everything has worked pretty good for me, so I don't know why. And today is actually pretty perfect to test the camera, because it's low light. It's late in the evening, and I'm out on a run on the trails, and the sun is extremely low on the sky, so the lighting condition isn't good at all. So I'm gonna switch soon to 1080p so you can see how the jitter is. And I'm also shooting in this center light, and I locked the white balance, but I also set the ISO to 100 to 3200, because this camera can handle higher ISO just because of the bigger sensor than Hero 10. So I recommend doing that. And some people are also complaining about grain on the footage. I haven't noticed that much on the Action 2, but of course some people don't like this camera, and some people do. I'm one of those who really like it. I think it's easy to use, produces excellent image quality, and I haven't had any issues with it yet. But of course, if there are jitter in the image in 1080p, DJI need to fix that. So we're gonna keep on running. I'm sweating. It's 20 degrees, and we're gonna have at least 1 week of nice weather here in Norway. So that's excellent. Okay guys, we switched now to 1080p in horizon balancing, and like I said, I tested this fucking mosquito earlier today, and it was pretty clear that the image was jittery and jumping a little bit. It wasn't any flicker or anything like that, but you can see that the image was jumping up and down. I don't know why. I saw a lot of mosquitoes, but it's something wrong with the algorithm or the way they programmed the camera, so DJI need to fix this because it shouldn't affect the stabilization or the way the image is processed. But it's also pretty clear that in 1080p the image quality is really maybe not bad in good lighting, but it's not as good as 4K. That's pretty clear. Okay guys, this is Horizon Steady in 1080p. You can film up to 2.7K in this mode. You can't shoot in 4K. So how is the image? Is it still a little bit jittery and jumping, or is it better than 1080p regular mode in Horizon Balancing? Horizon Steady, so you can tilt the camera and do whatever you want. It shouldn't affect anything. Let's switch to 2.7K and see how that looks. Okay guys, this is 2.7K in Horizon Steady mode. That's the max resolution you can shoot in this mode. I don't know why. I was hoping for 4K, but it is what it is. But is the image still jittery and jumping up and down? It's low light, so it's a perfect way to test the camera. Of course I need to adjust the colors in post because I'm shooting in the Cinelike, because I'm still learning to grade, and you have a lot more control over your image in the Cinelike. In the beginning it was quite hard to grade it, but it's getting easier when you train a little bit. So this is 2.7K Horizon Steady. Is the image a little bit jerky, or maybe Spirit Travel can use 2.7K instead of 1080p. The file size is a little bit bigger in 2.7K, but not that much. So Horizon Steady 2.7K in the Cinelike. I set the ISO to max 3200, so I have something to work with. Let's switch to 4K again and see if there are any difference, and run a little bit more. Whew. Okay guys, I switched to 4K 60 Rocksteady standard D-warp. I like the wide field of view, and you still, maybe you have a little bit of distortion, not much at all, but some. But Rocksteady actually work. It does. And how does it handle the dark shadows in the trail? Like I said, it's pretty late, and the sun is on its way down. A fucking mosquito walking in front of the lens. Piece of shit. That's just the way it is. When you're getting closer or late at night, the mosquitoes are coming out, and I hate it. Oh, I'm wet. So this is 4K 60 Rocksteady with standard D-warp. Does the image look any good? But let's keep running. I need to run a little bit more. Getting close to the top, guys, and I'm actually filming in 2.7K Horizon Steady, so I have 360 degrees locked horizon in pretty dark and shadowy trail. The sun is really low. We're getting close to the top. It's just going to be fun to see if the stabilization work, or it's just crap like some people are complaining about. But like I said many times, I haven't had any issues with this camera yet. In low light you will get stabilization issues and jitter in the image. It's so wet today. We are at the top. At the top. Hattvik. Yeah. Yeah, so that was 2.7K horizon steady with 360 degrees horizon lock. And is there any jitter in the image? And remember, walking on a trail is not the same as walking on asphalt or gravel road. This is much more difficult for the camera. 4K, still got 2K left, but this was fun. We're gonna run the last trail and see how the camera react in 4K and in 2.7K or 1080p, which Spirit Travels has some issues with. And we're gonna film in horizon balancing, because then I can film in 4K and not only 2.7K. So let's run the last 2K, but I need some water first. Switch to horizon balancing in 1080p. A lot of people, or some people, are complaining about jitter in the image, poor image quality. Of course 1080p is 1080p, but the most annoying thing that people are telling me is the jitter and the image is jumping. I tested this earlier today and yes, it does. And now it's really low light, and I cranked the ISO to 3200 just to see if this works. This is 1080p horizon balancing. Let's switch to 4K and see if the jitter is gone, and maybe that's the solution, but it's not the solution. DJI need to address this because many people really want to shoot and film in 1080p. So let's switch to 4K 60. Okay guys, we'll switch to 4K 60 in horizon balancing. Can you see any difference? Is there any jitter in the image? Is it a lot of noise and grain? I'm pretty sure that the ISO is cranked all the way up to 3200, but does this work or not? Is the solution to shoot in the highest possible resolution? And I'm pretty sure this is the same issues in 30 frames also. So this is 4K 60 horizon balancing. Is there any jitter? This is a video made for a request from Spirit Travels. He bought the Action 2 and I really hope he's happy with it, and I really love it. I do. I can't complain about it. Some bugs, some issues, but not even close to Hero 10. And soon, pretty soon, DJI is going to launch the Action 3 and the Hero 11 is coming from GoPro. So that's going to be a real fight. Some people are extremely disappointed with the Action 2. I'm not one of those, because this camera always works and produces really nice image quality. But this was actually a test to test the shaky jitter image, especially in 1080p, but I also tested it in 2.7K and 4K. So let me know down in the comment what you think about the video like this, and of course subscribe to my channel and give me a thumb up. Please do that. That helps the algorithm. So thank you so much, and thank you so much to Spirit Travels for pointing this out, and I hope this video will help. So I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.